Hi guys, welcome back to Griffin's Gaming Guides. Today we're going to go after another Resident Evil Village trophy, Bookworm, where you need to read every file in the story. Just before we get into the guide, if you'd be so kind as to subscribe to Griffin's Gaming Guides and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future Resident Evil Village content, that'd be amazing, thank you very much. And ensure you watch all of the video because we've got all 47 files that you're going to need to find. The first of which will be over to the fridge just as you're about to put Rose upstairs to bed. For the second file, after you've put Rose to bed, simply take a left and go through the door into the little study area. Interact with the laptop where you're going to find the file called Ethan's Diary. You can also kick the yellow ball on the floor through the door you're going to need to go through in order to be able to unlock the goal trophy as well.
There you go, sweetheart. Don't you worry. I'll be right downstairs. Daddy won't let those weird fairy tale monsters get you.
The third file will be just to the right of the laptop in the green cabinet drawer. Open up the drawer, interact with the paper to unlock the medical checkup reports file.
Rose is fine.
The fourth file can be found by coming out of the room where you put Rose to bed, going along the landing where you're going to find a second bedroom. Over to the right hand side, interact with the newspaper where you're going to unlock the old news clipping file.
Everyone's forgotten about this already.
The fifth file will be after all of the cutscenes, obviously where what happens to Mia. Rose gets kidnapped, you then go off and basically your transport that you're in gets attacked. You wake up in the snow, you want to turn around, look down to the right of the dead soldier where you're going to be able to find the mission briefing file. The sixth file can be found after you've gone through the initial lichen ambush and spoken to the old woman. Take a left into this building once the gate's been closed and then go over to the right where you're going to find the scribbled note file. Come out of the building from where you got your sixth file from and then make your way left, going up towards the orange light, which will be a small shrine. Just underneath where one of the Goat of Wardings are, I'll put a card in just here so that way you can see our complete Goat of Warding location guide. Simply read the Goat of Warding placard to have this entry added to your journal. Once you've helped Eliza and her father get to Louisa's house, after you've knocked on the door and gone through the cutscene, which can be skipped, look over to the right side on a chair where you're going to be able to find the Dangerous Creatures file.
Louisa! Open up! It's me, Elena!
The ninth file, the guest book, can be found on the first floor in the entrance hall of Castle Dimitrescu. Once you're inside the castle, look over to the small table to the left of the painting with three ladies on it, where you're going to be able to find the guest book file.
Could Rose be here?
From the guest book file location, you want to go through the door in front of you, then go through the other yellow door directly down the stairs, take a left going into the merchant's room where you're going to be able to find the Duke later. Look over to the right hand side where you're going to find the Labyrinths file. The 10th file will be in the wine room on the 2nd floor of Castle Dimitrescu. Head into the wine room, look on the table to find the wine making history file. The 11th file can be found as you land in the basement after you're being chased by one of the Dimitrescu daughters. Once you've crash landed, you need to go over to the other side of the small room, look on the lower shelf of the trolley where you're going to be able to find the maid's diary file.
Trying to work up my appetite, are you?
The 13th file can be found when you're down in the basement and you use the kind of floating brazier to light the other 2 braziers leading the way through the wall. Continue through the area to where you find the torture table covered in blood. Look to the right of this torture table where you're going to find the treatment candidates file. The 14th file can be found by going left from the 13th file through the cell, go out of the exit of the other cell, go directly opposite into the next cell. Straight in front of you on a table will be the observation report file. The 15th file can be found in the 1st floor kitchen after defeating the first of the Dimitrescu daughters. Head into the kitchen and look over to your left on a brown unit where you're going to find the A Cook's Diary file. For your 16th file, you want to make your way through the area to where you're going to find Lady Dimitrescu on the phone with Mother Miranda. Once Lady Dimitrescu's left, go into the room and have a look to the couch on your left where you're going to find the Alcina Dimitrescu's diary file. And that there is one big woman. For the 17th file, continue through Castle Dimitrescu until you get to the Opera Hall, go up to the 2nd floor, then on the small unit directly in front of you next to the clock will be the Grand Chambermaid's notice file. Staying on the 2nd floor of the Opera Hall, the 18th file, Further Observations, can be found by taking a left through the yellow door, go to the end of the corridor on the unit, there's the file. Your 19th file can be found by going down the stairs of the Opera Hall to the 1st floor. Look to a small table just to the right of the piano that you're going to have to interact with, where you're going to be able to find the Insect Observations Journal file. For your 20th file, you want to continue through Castle Dimitrescu until you get to the attic area. You're going to come here through normal story progression anyway, so don't worry too much. At the end of the attic, on a small table, will be the Rumours of a Dagger file. Your 21st file can be found after you've defeated Lady Dimitrescu. Once back outside on the snowy area, look over to the right of you where you're going to be able to find a small building, go inside of it, and then directly next to the typewriter save point, you'll be able to find the Craftsman's Notice file. For the 22nd file, you need to go to the large house in between the Maiden of War and Fallow plot areas. Basically go straight after leaving the red gates from the Duke. Go into the house, then look to your left. On a green table will be the Leonardo's message file. For the 23rd file, you firstly need to have found the crank, cranked up the tractor, and then gone down to the end of the area and dealt with all of the lichens that come after you. From here, you want to take a left going through the blue gates that you're going to need to shoot the padlock of to get through. And then once through the gates, you want to take a left up the stairs where you're going to be able to read the note on the Luthier's house file. Your 24th file can be found in the house with the red chimney on it, which is a mission objective house you're going to have to go through anyway in order to be able to get one of the key pieces. Once you drop down into the house, there's a lichen over to your right that I recommend you kill before grabbing this file, which can be found next to the key piece on the dining table. Once you've been to the house with the red chimney and you've got the other key piece, make your way back to the church in the graveyard where there's going to be a computer that's been set up there. Interact with the computer where you're going to find the church computer file. Right, for the next file, file number 26, you want to go through the House Beneviento section all the way through there. There's no collectibles in House Beneviento whatsoever, thankfully, as that place did freak me out. On the way back, you want to go up through the gardener's house. Once you're in the house, go through to the bedroom, look over to the left on the small set of shelves to find the gardener's diary file. As you're making your way down towards where Moreau is located, you're going to be attacked by a Varkalak, a large werewolf enemy. Now, the house that you can see just in front of us here is where the cutscene with the Varkalak will end. If you've run out of the house for whatever reason, simply go back into it, look at the corpse where you're going to find Vasily's Final Testament file. Just before you get into the boat, taking you through to the next section of the reservoir, you're going to find a small wooden building to your right. Once inside the building, look over to your right where you're going to be able to find the reservoir and the giant fish file sitting on a table. Continue through this area to where you're going to go to the sluice gate controls. Once you get through this area, you want to then go all the way down the path to where you're going to find an abandoned truck. On the driver's seat of the truck will be the changing the cranks file. For file number 30, you need to firstly have gone through the windmill section and then drained the reservoir using the sluice gate controls. Follow the path to the end where you're going to see Moreau trying to run away. As he's doing so, you're going to be able to go into a building where the entrance will be directly in front of you. Once in the building, go around to the right, examine the top left drawer of the chest of drawers where you're going to be able to find the Moreau's Diary 1 file.
Got it.
After having defeated Moreau, you then want to go all the way back up through the area to where you're going to be able to find one of the final pieces of the six-winged unborn key. Just to the left of the table where the key piece is, there's going to be a small stall upon which will be the Moreau's Diary 2 file. For the 32nd file, you need to take the elevator up leading you out of the mines where Moreau was found. Go through the windmill exit and then directly opposite will be a gate that you can open now that you have the crank. From here you want to make your way all the way up the path going to the highest of the 3 buildings found up here. Go inside of the building, kind of around the back there's a little crawl space that you can go through to get into it. Go around to the right side of Moreau's lab. Now there will be a lichen waiting inside to ambush you, just so you know, we've already taken care of it for the purposes of this video. Then look to the left of the chest on the table where you're going to be able to find the Moreau's Diary of Experiments file. For file number 33, you've got a little bit of work to do. Go back to where the Duke is in the village and then go back towards the Lone Road section. Go down the little staircase to the jetty that you can now lower by using the crank you required in Moreau section. Once you've lowered the drawbridge, you then want to obviously cross it, go down the stairs, get into the boat which you want to take downstream. Now, there's a couple of things you can get whilst you're down here. If you take a left after getting out of the boat, you can go down to a small pond where you're going to be able to find one of the special items the Duke will be able to cook for you with the finest fish, allowing you to move a fair bit quicker in the game. However, for the analysis results file, you want to take a right after getting out of the boat. Go through the crack in the wall where you're going to find a lot of kind of black roots that are alive. Go all the way down to the end of the path, interact with the computer to be able to find your file. For file number 34, we need to find a hidden section called Otto's Mill. After you've defeated Moreau, you're going to see some large yellow signs that have been put there by Heisenberg. Follow these signs until you find one that says good luck just before a staircase. Rather than going up the staircase, take a left through the cornfield, go through the water, shoot the padlock off of the gate, go through. There is quite a tough little mini boss in this Otto's Mill area as well, so take care dealing with him. Use your most powerful weaponry, explosives, anything that you got just to take him down. Where over at the back section of the area you're going to find a large double red set of doors with 3 padlocks on them. Shoot them all, go into the back room where you're going to find all the meat on the table. Look to the table on your left where you're going to find the Ernest's diary file. For file number 35, you need to make your way all the way through the Lycan stronghold, go down the staircase and through the crack in the wall to where you're going to find a typewriter save point just before the Urius mini-boss. Well, I say mini-boss, he's kind of a maxi-boss. The guy's massive, especially that weapon he wields. But anyway, I'll digress. Look to the left of the typewriter save point on the floor where you're going to be able to find the officer's diary file. After you've dealt with Urius, you want to go through the next section where you're going to find a boat which you can then power up to the next dock. From here, you need to take a left down the stairs before going up the ladder, where at the end of the section you're going to be able to find the experiment notes file on a small table. For file number 37, you need to be in Heisenberg's factory on the MB4 level. You want to make your way through the factory until you find the cog mould in the large briefcase. Just to the left of the briefcase will be the development note 1 file. For file number 38, you need to continue through Heisenberg's factory to the area where you're going to find those 2 large soldat cyborg enemies with the big drill arms. You're going to have a large fan spinning above you, which you're going to need to destroy all 4 orange power nodes in order to be able to stop the fan, climb the ladder, then simply run up the fins of the fan, go up into the small office, look over to your left where you're going to find the development note 2 file on a small desk. For file number 39, continue through the factory until you've got Heisenberg's key. Once you've got that, you want to make your way up to the B1 level. Once you're up on the B1 level, you can use Heisenberg's key to get through the door there. Now, you need to go directly straight into the door leading into a small room. If you go right and start mucking about in this section, Sturm will burst through the wall and you'll be in a mini-boss fight. So make sure you get this one done beforehand by going into the small room, looking over to the right side. On top of the speaker will be the Sturm file.
You really are a tough one. But I'm tired of chit-chat.
For file number 40, you need to firstly defeat Sturm. Just let him run into a wall, and then his exhaust port, kind of the large glowing orange section on his back, just shoot that a few times and he'll go down soon enough. Head through to the control room, go around to the left where you're going to find the Heisenberg's diary file on a small desk. For file number 41, you need to firstly have Heisenberg send you down to the B5 level, which will happen during a cutscene. Once through there, you're going to meet up with Chris again. Once these cutscenes are all done, which all can be skipped by the way if you're in a bit of a rush, before getting into the machine and going up to face off against Heisenberg, you need to go over to the laptop just to your left, where you're going to be able to find Chris's computer file.
I told you to leave it alone, Ethan!
Can't turn back now.
And the last 6 files in the game will all be found in Mother Miranda's lab after you found the Mega Mice seat whilst playing as Chris. Make your way up into Mother Miranda's lab, where as soon as you get in there, you're going to find a table with 4 books on top of it. Now, each one of these books is a different file. To start off with, we've got Moreau's medical report. And in order to access any of these files, you need to examine them on the page side, which will then open up the book.
This must be Miranda's lab.
Sitting right next to Moreau's medical report will be Dimitrescu's medical report. Once you've read that one, go to the third book, which will be Heisenberg's medical report. And to complete the set, we've then got Donna's medical report, which is obviously the 4th book on the table. Once you've examined all 4 books on the table, you want to make your way to the back of Miranda's lab, where you're going to be able to find the Spencer's letter file on the white desk.
Spencer. Here. No way.
And for the final file, number 47, you want to make your way around to the right, just before opening up the cell door. Look over to the table where you're going to be able to find the Miranda's diary file, and there's the trophy. That's a nice trophy to have done and out of the way. Best of luck in getting this one done, guys. So then, guys, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Let me know down in the comment section how you're getting on with the Bookworm Trophy. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.